that is there.
A formidable New Zealand combination. Next, though, third heat for the women's double sculls. They're coming up through 400 meters. This is a great shot of a recap of their clean start. We've got a four-boat lineup. We've got Marloes Oldenburg and Rosie de Jong of the Netherlands in lane 1. Megan O'Leary and Ellen Tomek for the USA in 2. Helen Lefebvre and Elodie Ravera Scaramozzino of France in lane 3. Wang Fei and Liu Yang for the People's Republic of China in lane 4. Here we're looking at the Dutch combination over on the far side. They're currently riding in 4th place, but I'd expect to see them start to push up the field as we go through this middle thousand.
France and China, bow ball to bow ball right now. Each stroke they are changing positions out in front, but a very tight race here in this last heat of the women's double sculls. Watch that boat from the USA, Megan O'Leary and Ellen Tomek. They have been doing some great things in the international competitions, and they may continue to be strong through here as well. As we are now looking at the boat from France. It is the boat from China. France now out ahead of the USA, and China is really moving this race right down the course quickly.
They're such a powerful pair. Wang Fei, Liu Yang, striking 33. They've just got such immense power through the water and great length as well. You can see this picture of them here in the stroke seat. Liu Yang on the near side of this picture. Great rhythm, going straight down the course, so being well steered as well, but hot on their heels. USA and France tied for 2nd and 3rd place. They're coming up through 800 meters, and all boats striking 34 or 35 strokes a minute, so it's a very evenly paced middle thousand we're witnessing right now, but they're coming in to sight of our commentators on the course. Guys, how are the conditions down where you are?
They're still pretty good, thanks, Pete. Yes, glorious blue sky, as the spectators here can see. One or two little vapor trails, some puffy white clouds, but glorious conditions both in the sky and on the water. And the big surprise for me, at least in this third heat of the women's double sculls, is to see this relatively inexperienced Chinese combination turn around the seeding selections and leading the rest of the field at the halfway mark. They got about half a length ahead of the local favourites, O'Leary and Tomek, with France in 3rd place, David.
That's right. That's where the top 3 stand through 1,000. The hometown favorites, or the home country favorites, in lane 2, Ellen Tomek and Megan O'Leary. Ellen Tomek went to Michigan, O'Leary went to Virginia. O'Leary was actually a multi-sport athlete until she turned to rowing later in her life. And they have been together for 5 years in this discipline. So they were 6th in the Rio Games, and they're starting to put a push here on trying to see if they can't get their bow ahead of that Chinese boat for 1st place as we approach 1,200 meters.
Now, the critical factor here, we've got 4 crews on the lake, and 3 of them will go direct through to the semi-final. So, as we often see in these early rounds in rowing, it's the crew that is last that will be faced with the second chance in the repechage. But will the 3 leading contenders be content with sitting in a qualifying place? Not likely, because such is the competitive drive from these world-class athletes. They don't just want to qualify, they want to do it in style. They want the psychological edge of having crossed the line in 1st position to carry them through to the next round. And O'Leary and Tomek have kicked in hard, and I think they've got their bow ball in front of the Chinese, David.
Yeah, just barely, and there's a little bit of clear water back to 3rd place France. I've been looking at France to see how they're rowing. I think they probably still have quite a bit left in the tank, so we'll see what the Dutch can do. I just saw the bow lady in the Dutch double look to her right to try to see where France was, to see if they're going to sort of shut it down in the last 500, or if they feel like they can make a move that will put them in a qualifying position. As we come through with 500 meters to go, it is the United States out in front of China. They have about a half a length on China. China, their open water distance ahead of France is starting to dwindle a little bit, Robert.
Yes, USA and France last went head-to-head in the Lucerne final, where France took the silver medal ahead of the US in 6th position, but that is being completely reversed here in the opening heats here at Sarasota Bradenton, with the new Chinese combination getting in the mix, squeezing in there, and they're not looking to overextend themselves. I think they're going to simply let the US double off the hook, not extending themselves, using up valuable energy reserves to take them through to the next round. But suddenly we see Oldenburg and de Jong over on the far side. They've only got 300 meters to do it. Could they catch up with France?
They certainly have not given up, has that Dutch double up there. They're starting to move. You can tell China has sort of shut it down just a little bit. They haven't taken the rating up too high, but it's still the United States out in front as we approach a couple hundred meters left. I'll give it to you in the tower. United States in front of China and France.
And Ellen Tomic look fantastic out in front. They're such a well-established double, been racing together since 2013 at the World Rowing level, and they're surging out into the lead here on their home water, comfortably leading. Second place, China. Third, France. But the question is, can the Dutch get back into it with 100 meters to go?
The Dutch are trying hard. They are really on the move here in the last 750, and they are trying to close that gap between the bow of the boat from France as they come to the line here, Peter. But it will be the Americans crossing first.
USA wins this third heat for the women's double sculls, a length up on the People's Republic of China for second, who have a canvas on France for third. Those three go through to the AB semi-final. That means Oldenburg and de Jong narrowly miss out. We'll see them again in the repechage.
And yes, there was Megan O'Leary with her hand in the air when they crossed, very happy with that heat in the women's double sculls.
Great conclusion there. Official results starting to trickle in. Megan O'Leary and Ellen Tomic won that in a time of 6:52.08. China second, France third. Those three to the AB semi, Netherlands to the repechage.